This is A.R. Shaw, Executive Editor of Atlanta Daily World. During a conversation in front of a live audience at Morehouse, Chloe Bailey gave insight on her new album, shared what she's learned about love and relationships, and how she's balancing work life and self-care. You're watching In Conversation with A.R. Shaw. All right, so we're going to get into this album. How many of y'all have or heard In Pieces? How many of y'all are downloading it, streaming it? So we're gonna kind of go into this this entire thing. But before we start, I'm born and raised in Atlanta, too.
Yes.
As you know, ATLians. So again, talk about being in Atlanta. You've been around the world promoting this project. How does it feel to come home?
It feels amazing being back home. I moved from here, Hallie and I did. We moved from here around 10 years ago. And we definitely missed it. And I think as a musician, I'm so proud to say I'm from Atlanta because of Outkast and Childish Gambino and Sierra. It's pretty cool to be a musician and say you're from here and to rep it. And last year, when I filmed Praise This, I lived out here for 3 to 4 months, and it was so amazing seeing all of the places that reminded me of home, my favorite restaurants, the churches, the people, and to now be back to headline my first tour, and it's sold out, and to be here with family and the ones who love me, it just really, really means a lot. And then on top of that, to have, I can't even believe I'm saying it, Chloe Bailey Day. That's so cool. I can now tell people, oh yeah, I got a day now, what? So I'm really honored, to be honest, and grateful.
Definitely. So we want to get into the album. Before, we want to play snippets of several songs, but In Pieces, it represents your growth as a person in love, life, relationships. Why name the album In Pieces?
So the reason why I wanted to name it In Pieces, there's also a song on the record called In Pieces as well. I felt like it definitely wrapped up the feeling of being broken down and falling and having to piece yourself back together again. So that's what the title In Pieces represents. And there's also a double meaning that could come from a place of strength. What's also left in pieces is the box that people have tried to put me in, that people have tried to put ourselves in, and it is now broken and left in pieces. So that's what that title means.
So there's a specific lyric that really stood out to me in that song. It says, watch me turn in circles like a tiger in a cage. Can you kind of break that down? What's the meaning behind it?
Yes, so I have to give a huge shout out to Mikey Echo, who wrote the lyrics of this song. And watch me turn in circles like a tiger in a cage. What that represents for me, I am a huge advocate for mental health. And I never want anybody to feel like they have to go through life alone. And the message that's preached to us is that we have to have everything all together. We have to know what our life plan is, what our purpose is, and that's how we'll be successful in life. And that's great, and that's true, and that's fine. And yes, we have to work hard, but what a lot of people don't touch on is the internal struggle and battle that we have to go through just to seem like we're okay on the outside. So when I hear watch me turn in circles like a tiger in a cage, for me, that represents my mind and the racing thoughts and, the insecurities and it just constantly going in a loop and a cycle and constantly turning.
Definitely. Make It Look Easy. That's another, very complex song. Because it's smiling on the outside, but really trying to get it together or bring things together on the inside. I want you to talk about that, but first I want people to hear it first and then kind of explain the meanings behind those lyrics. Can we play Make It Look Easy? Give it up. Man, it's you're so vulnerable on this album. So the lyric, baby, wipe your tears, you gotta put on a good show, facing all of my fears, I don't wanna feel. And then fast forward, you say, I don't look like what I've been through. Man, it's that's a lot. So give us an insight on that entire
Oh man, so this was one of the last songs that I wrote for the album In Pieces. And the week leading up to when I wrote this, it was a disruptive time for me in my life. When we go through these events and it almost makes us question our self-identity, and I was in my head and I felt like I couldn't get out. So I use music as my escape. It's my therapy. It's what I use to vent because I'm always smiling. I don't like confrontation, and I'm just now learning to speak up for myself. So when I went into the studio, I was like, okay, I'm gonna write like a song, make me forget how I'm feeling right now. And I was going through a few tracks and I heard these simple chords, and it just felt so open where I could say and sing whatever I wanted. And I immediately started pulling out my phone. This is for all the creatives. Yes, I love writing with a pen and pad, but sometimes my mind with the lyrics will go so fast when I type it on the phone, it's even better. And I just started crying immediately. The song wrote itself within 5 minutes. I was in the booth. I was crying, and it even took a while for me to even be able to listen back to the demo without crying because I knew what it represented for me. But what I love about that song is how open and honest I am, and I can't create an album about heartbreak and being left in pieces without talking about how sometimes we do that to ourselves and sometimes it's self-inflicted. So it really is bigger than me because we all go through things behind closed doors, but people only see like the put together image, and we all make it look easy, even though we're all going through things. So that's why I love that album, because that song and then the album, because it feels bigger than me. It's something we all can relate to. It doesn't matter if you're in the spotlight or, if you're a single mom or a homeless man, and we're all going through things, and we make it look easy just by how we're carrying ourselves.
Definitely. Relationships is a major thing on this album. Lose You, it kind of feels like a breakup song, but it also feels like a song of you falling back in love with yourself. Let's play Lose You. They want to talk about that one. Yeah, give it up. So in Lose You, there's a lyric, maybe I'm too young, maybe I'm too dumb to know that I'm the one. Man, that was the one. It's like knowing that you're good enough. Kind of express what that feeling means, like to know that you're the one.
I think a lot of us have felt that we find our happiness within another individual and that they're the ones who will make life better. So a lot of times when that person does us wrong, it feels like our world has shattered, because in our minds, that is our world, and oftentimes we tend to love them more than we love ourselves. So at this time, when I was recording this song, it couldn't have been at a more perfect time, because when I love really hard, and a lot of times in the past, I would put that individual before myself. And I've learned that maybe we don't have to do that. It's okay to love yourself more and then love them, right? Because if you don't respect or love yourself, how do you expect anyone else to do it in the way that you would want them to? So that's what Lose You is about. It's like...
Give it up for that.
Yeah, it's like, if loving myself means I have to lose you, then so be it. And even though I thought you were the one, no, I'm the one, and I'm not the two, I'm the one. Yeah.
Give it up for that. I had to ask you because, man, you've been working. Like, in the past 4 months, this is only 4 months in a year. You have this album in pieces. You have the movie, Praise This, and Swarm. Like, you've been working. 2 movies. So, but I want to ask you this because it's like you've been so busy. How do you find time for yourself? How do you decompress? How do you make sure that you're taking care of your mental health and also having days of self-care? How do you do that?
So I'm actively learning to do that, because for me, we all have our vices and we all have our things that we use to forget and tune out the noise that's going on internally. For me, it was work. I'm like, okay, work. I can deal with the stresses of work so I don't have to deal with the stresses of my personal life. And in the beginning, I used to pride myself on that. I think that's how Hallie and I were raised. Like, even on summer vacation, we never had summer vacation or break. We were constantly working. So because it was so instilled in me, I would feel guilty when I'd have a free day or not working. And it took me, it's still taking me to actually fully learn to be comfortable with taking a break, because we're not robots. We can't properly function without resetting, having the proper rest, having the proper self-care. And I'm so grateful that I get to do what I love as my job, because that's really what keeps me going. And I promised myself after this tour ends, at the top of May, I'm gonna like go away for 2 weeks and just swim in the water and make music and really not get dressed up. I'm really not gonna, well, I'll probably bring a few cute outfits for Instagram.
Okay.
But I really just wanna go out there, eat good food, swim and write. And for me, that'll be like my recharge. And I'm really looking forward to it.
No, you definitely deserve it. And also you have a special connection to the AUC. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so I don't know if you all know, because I'm from here and my sister is as well. For summer camp, we'd go to Spelman. And it used to be some of the best times of my life. Like, that was where the fun came from. And even the variety show they had, that was the very first time Allie and I actually sang and performed together. I was 7 and she was 5, and we won. And it was at that moment we were like, oh, maybe we should do this for real. So it really started here on these stomping grounds. And I even remember like swimming class and dance class and the arts with the arts and crafts and things like that. And that really got me going as a little girl, because my creativity was able to be used in all types of lanes. And I got to do that here and then go home and work, but at least I had an outlet with my peers here. So Spelman has always been a safe place, and I have family who's gone here and Morehouse, and it's just really good to be back home for real.
And congratulations on having your own day in Atlanta, man. That's major.
Man, that is so cool. And this is why I'm so excited. I'll always remember this. I'll never forget it. Because tomorrow I have my show at the Eastern. I hope you guys come.
Oh, they're gonna be there.
It'll be very fun. And I'll have a few extra surprises.
Surprises. Yeah, y'all don't want to miss tomorrow's show.
Yeah, and I'm just really happy. So I'll always remember I got blessed with the day after my name today, and then I get to perform here in my hometown doing what I love, so I'm filled with extreme gratitude for sure.
Definitely. Y'all give it up for Chloe Bailey.